Hey, this is Rich Greene. I want to share with you today my thoughts on a sales technique that is often used and I believe, is a complete waste of time. It's just junk. And a lot of sales trainers teach salespeople this technique. A lot of sales managers read about it and think that this is something that all of their salespeople should know how to do. And in over 30 years as a sales professional, I have to tell you, I've never found it to be effective. I've never found it to be interesting or pleasing, either to me or to the person that I was using it on in any fashion whatsoever. Can you guess what I'm talking about? It's the 30-second sales pitch. It's junk. It's just absolute junk. You know, it's more like you're bragging to bag the sale, and it rarely happens. And I'll tell you that I've been in a lot of technical sales situations where I sell technical products and people ask me what I do, and I ask other people what they do as well. And I should know a lot of acronyms, but I tell you, sometimes people tell me what they do in technical sales, and I don't understand half of it. I don't know what they're talking about. I can't relate. I just hear it and my eyes gloss over. What a waste of 30 seconds. So instead of trying to brag to bag, I'd like you to try telling to sell. Now, I don't mean you should push and try to make a sale when you're doing a 30-second pitch. In fact, you shouldn't do that at all. People hate that. It's not fun. It's not interesting to listen to, and it turns people off. Now, I think, in other words, you want to tell a story. Stories are memorable. Telling somebody all sorts of arcane facts and using acronyms that are technological that in your industry aren't interesting. I say instead, create a story that you can tell anybody and they'll get it right away. They'll get what you do, they'll understand what you do. And I'm going to give you an example here. One time I've sold testing software to the financial services industry. And I've had people say to me, Rich, what is it you do? Now, I'm going to give you sort of what maybe the standard salesperson in this industry, maybe selling testing software, might say. They might say something like this. Well, I sell testing software to financial institutions that simulates the messages that come from the host systems that go to partner systems. We're able to virtualize the testing environment in a manner that is very fast and effective and happens at a very high TPS rate. And we do testing all day long. Okay, so what did you hear there? You heard testing, 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 but do you really know what it is I do? If I'm trying to pitch you on what I do or educate you, forget the word pitch. We don't want to pitch anybody. We just want them to know what we do. And if they're interested, then we get to go to the next step. We get the privilege of maybe being able to use some of those acronyms in a proper setting. So let's tell the sell. Instead, maybe I suggest something like this. What is it you do, Rich? Well, have you ever gone to an ATM machine and got $20 out, and instead of getting $20, you got $200? That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? But not so cool for the bank. You see, they've got to recapture that money, and somebody at the bank might lose their job. So my company sells smart software that helps banks to find the errors in the system so those types of mistakes don't happen. They protect the bank's money, which means they protect your money too. Pretty cool. Now, notice the difference there? I didn't use any technical jargon or acronyms at all. I told a story that I believe, and I found it actually does work, everybody can relate to. What did I say? I didn't brag. I actually drew the person in. Have you ever gone to an ATM machine? And right away in their head, they're picturing the ATM machine, going to the machine, putting in their card and punching in the numbers and getting some money out. So right away, I'm drawing them into my story, and they're going to remember this. Stories are memorable. You know, there's an old saying, facts tell, but stories sell. So they're going to remember Going to the ATM machine, I will tell you that they'll remember wanting to get $20 up, but cool, they got 200 instead. Who's going to forget that? And then I sell the software to help banks make sure those accidents don't happen. Simple stuff. And anybody can understand it. And if you're talking to a technical person, they can understand it. And if they want to know more, they're going to say, I want to hear more. You test other things too? Yeah, I sure do. So, bagging begging to bag is not a good thing. Toss that in the ash can. Try instead telling to sell. Tell a story about what you do. You're going to find that it works, that people are not going to be turned off. They're going to remember what you do all day long.